This video is brought to you by the 3 Minute Board Game patrons. Keep us independent by supporting us on Patreon. Kia ora koutou and welcome to Bristol 1350 in about 3 minutes. Review copy used. It has a solo mode. It's a game for 1 to 9 players, playing time is short to medium, and it's a pretty simple game. The Black Death has arrived at Bristol, and that's your cue to get the hell out of the city as soon as possible. Can you ride that apple cart all the way out of town to escape the dreaded plague? The game ends with a win if you make it to the end of the map and escape without any member of your cart having the plague. Alternatively, you can win as a plague bearer if no cart escapes without infection. Card management. There are symptom and remedy cards for you to manage. Variable player powers. Each character has a special power. Dice. These dice determine how the cards move and if the plague spreads. Player turn. Each player selects one of the character cards. If you have no new players, flip the cards over to its variable player power side. Also grab the matching coloured pawn. Reference the number of players on this chart. It will show you how many players to put in each card and how many remedy cards to start with. If you are playing with less than 4 players, there are also special rules for dummy players. We're setting up an 8-player game, so randomly draw the pawns from the bag and place them in this order. This is each player's start position. Later on in the game, if the cards occupy the same space, the birch car is considered to be in the front at all times and the oak one at the back. Take all the bubo cards out of the symptom deck, shuffle the remainder and deal each player 2 cards. If they get 2 chill cards, they reveal them, discard them and draw again. The reason for that is that at any point in the game, if you have a total value of 6 or more on your 2 symptom cards, you are infected, and you can only win by preventing all healthy players from escaping the city. You stay infected even if the cards you're holding drop below 6. Start each round by rolling the 6 dice. Any player can do this, but starting with the player in the front of the front cart and proceeding clockwise, each player may take one of the following actions. You may re-roll up to 2 dice. Dice results are not normally locked until after all players have acted. You can draw a remedy card, and each card has 2 possible effects on it, and you can play them at the appropriate time. You can push to the front of the cart you are in. You can kick someone off the cart if you are ahead of them. They fall behind and get in the next cart with a space in it. And you can dash to the cart ahead of you, either taking an empty space or swapping places with the player ahead. If you kick a player off the last cart, they are eliminated. But if they were healthy, the kicker is also eliminated. And if you are playing with them, each player may use their special action. Once all actions are done, move the carts ahead 1 space for each die matching that cart's colour. Then, if any card has 2 rat symbols, you run a mingle. Here, each player takes their 2 symptom cards, which are still secret, and adds them to a freshly drawn card in the middle. Shuffle those all together and then deal 2 cards to each player. Anyone who now has 6 symptom value or higher now has the plague. Roll the dice and start a new turn. Why would you like this game? Bristol 1350 is a darkly humorous and vicious little game of social manipulation, mad hijinks, and pushing your friends off of carts. The core gameplay and rules are refreshingly simple, and you can easily treat this as a party game. But with the different remedy cards and all their effects, plus the player powers that are available to you, there's just enough happening here to make it a good game as well. And the whole thing packs away into a small and tasteful bookcase, making it very portable. This game is very group dependent and therefore would best suit a largest group of people who just want to have a quick and fun game where you get to mess around with each other. The best thing about this game is the horror of realizing you may be the only well person left in the game. However, this is a game that works best with more players, and although it's playable solo, I think you miss out on the real fun there. And the game is cursed. On 3 occasions I have gotten it out with the intent to review it in the past, and 3 times I have gotten ill afterwards. This time I reviewed it while I was already sick. Take that, game! And for a different take on social manipulation, try The Resistance. And for a more complex game of survival and betrayal, try Unfathomable. Bristol 1350. It's a bit like this.
9pence.
I'm not dead.
What?
Nothing. Here's your 9pence. I'm not dead.
Here. He says he's not dead.
Yes, he is.
And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.